ones.
Okay, so GenG on defense, Heretics on attack, and they go for the solo Yoru. So on attack, it struggles to go B. Probably why you see 3 people over towards B at the moment with Cypher, because teams will try and go B on like pistol rounds and rounds when they have ults. To try and prove that they can go B when actually they're only hitting it on those rounds. Ooh, this is nice, those smokes for back of sight, and they take back of sight. They got a lot of smokes here. They haven't got too much to deal with the trips though. Maybe the Cypher can be pretty impactful.
It's going to be tough to capitalize through that smoke.
It's now patience for Heretics. They don't need to overextend. They don't need to take
They
too
need
much
to
of a risk.
wait for someone to go showers. This is good. Heretics have a lot of time at the moment. Need this guy to go showers, and like the whole plan should be tap with the spike and then the guy goes showers. But GenG, knowing that they cut sounds, they need to get info.
Riens responds immediately.
Shots, man.
And even adds one more to the pile. And Karen, he just about manages to get the kill.
1v3 for Karen.
Still 2 remaining. And it's
very nice, man. Riens, and he gets the plant as well. We're really on our way to official here.
With another pistol round.
Yeah, this time it's GenG on the receiving end of that 4K. 1-0 to start this off for Heretics. Picking up the pistol, grabbing themselves a decent buy follow-up on what should be a 2-0 lead. They managed to avoid a lot of the dangers there. We talked about the traps that were in play, and by the time that they actually took the fight, because they had gone around the back and dealt with Munchkin, there was nobody really to follow up on it. So at least able to grab themselves a plant, or at least
I mean, that's one of the best pistols you can have, really, with a
very nearly didn't work.
With a Gecko getting that many kills.
The line. Now just classics for the most part. You only look to texture with a Sheriff, and he's on the other side of the map.
Taking the orbs away.
Majority of the Heretics squad, just grabbing the orb early.
Yeah, you can see though it's again.
Yeah, they went to take the orb over towards B, but didn't stick it.
Deadly, and just going to try and spot out the info. It seems like he's going to get contact. Through they go, and wow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I've been enjoying the Heretics anti-ecos, at least when they have like the one Sheriff in and they're prodding.
A gap. And for Heretics, it's not like they're down to 30 seconds. They don't need to use this as an execution point. They are just going to
Still nice from GenG though, just over towards here. Lakia realizing that they've left. With the flash, they pick up the... Oh.
They can fairly safely
They're allowed 2 deaths, so...
Benji Fishy with a Sheriff on a short bind. Always manages to...
Where he got his first ace, right?
It was indeed. It's exactly what I'm talking about. The guy was he was cracked in that moment, and just here you get a little glimpse of it. Won't be the ace. It's already been denied. Meteor and Lakia, last 2, and you can see that they're not looking to run on in and give some free orbs away and free kills instead. Just waiting around to die to the spike and maybe get a kill if someone's caught off guard.
They're trying to set up Riens. That was what the flash is for. He's one off getting the thrash, so actually not giving an orb away.
Lakia's got to know they're hunting.
Even if it's killing him, that's not actually going to help too much.
They're perfect, man. They keep everything. They get the fish up for the big buy round right here. They're in an incredibly good spot. And the fish ult does mean that if they want to, they can go B.
And have a really strong buy going into round number 3.
Correction. 3rd time's the charm on both of those sprays. Got it with the last shot in the chamber. 2-0 for Team Heretics, and like you said, Tom, Thrash is online for Riens, an impressive pistol round. He's a Gecko, so he's planting. And with that, they're set up nicely.
It's whether or not they're going to almost immediately execute here. You can see 3 players ready over on that A side of the map. Lots of utility to be combined. Still got the trip setups, and they've got themselves.
Oh, does the nade hit the Gecko?
Immediately doing a fair amount of damage, but also denying that thrash. Further push from
Mini Boo got annihilated.
He's going to step up with 2. A great start to this round, but there was a response.
Yeah. 2 players down for Heretics. Although they got Meteor, they still have so much ground to cover. Just take a look at how many players are waiting on this A site. The rotate through the TP won't be for free. Karen goes looking, and he certainly finds.
With that round, with that kill, they pretty much decided this round because these 2 just have no chance to do it.
Online, but
their best chance is to TP, really.
Riens, I assume, didn't get the dizzy back. They're gonna go straight through. Lakia almost caught off guard. That door opens just a second too late. Now, oh, in goes the Thrash. 2nd time. See what ground it can find. Nothing broken. Just in time, and Lakia Well, with that, seems to have secured the round. A
very solid from GenG. This is impressive. Heretics should be kind of happy. I know that they lost the ult into it and like trying to snowball. Did okay damage.
It just gives you flashbacks to the
Shout out to
only
Meteor, by the way. Meteor did great once again.
Back in the day. But there's a reason that
but this is the thing that should annihilate this team. Like the trips be everything.
He has a safe pair of hands in moments where
got no scatter nade from Heretics. So these kind of kill trips all the time should be catching them off.
To make sure that while there's a gamble stack, while there's players on one site, the other site isn't just going to be given
like Meteor on defense. It's going to be all about his trips, really.
So much smarter with the way you use your flashes for information. Already, jiggle peaks. Again, like in the past, you might have used your flashes early in the
but
round,
you can kind of double up the trips as well, as the Euroclone can only get one.
Found in other ways. A judge in play. And of course, the last being a bonus round, there's still plenty of finances to invest back into for Heretics.
Yeah, of course. They're still able to get that buy up. Rifles for the full part. I like the fact that
a lot of people that come by next, so
starting to expect that
round as always.
Are going to get aggressive across the map once they feign out that control.
Okay, they create pressure over towards long.
One of the main things we'll say about Gen.G
the judge has locked down Hookah the whole time, and Lakia, and he's going to circle his flashes because he's been flashing over towards long in a second. Yeah, there goes one of them, flashes over towards long, doesn't hit anything, and with that, the rotate of Munchkin can come in.
Someone goes to break it, he's swinging in.
Extra flash goes in, it hits this guy, does.
Eventually, we'll have to take a gamble. 40 seconds left.
Munchkin go back. Yeah, they do. So Heretics leading into like a 4-1, 3-1. Dude, look at this trip.
That's the bigger issue. They
no way.
Through, but they can't
Indestructible.
They can't break it.
Oh
so
god, it's going to kill him.
There. And it's just being waited for contact. Finally, there is that split you were talking about, but they're heading
they did
straight
manage
into
to find
judge.
it, but here we go. Judge, 20 seconds.
Waiting. First is easy, and now they have to go. There's only 17 seconds left, and they're all just falling to this judge. He's going to take them all. That's the spike down as well.
There's the done from Karen, man. Doing the
retrieve it, and with the Molotov down there, just is not enough time.
Classic.
The judge. And it pains me to say it, is going to win the round for the side of Gen.G, and even escaping from Karen seems difficult.
Yeah, the only thing that does escape Karen is the ace, as per usual, for the side of Gen.G. They won't be finding 5, but I think they'll be happy enough with that performance. The weakest weapon bought up, and the one that finds all the results.
It's the best judge map.
I mean,
the only reason it's the best judge map on defense, because in theory, Split has more positions. But I'll say it again, because I always say it when we see it, and we see like a good round.
Gen.G are a patient squad, and one that's happy to sit back.
The reason it's like the best on this map, in my opinion, is because you can always judge here, and then you can retake lamps. So you can like you're useful in the retakes. Don't have to be like a raise with satchel or anything. That's why the judge in Hooper is like V1, because you're good in the retake as well. You're not just completely useless. Whereas other maps, pretty much you have to have raise to be able to have impact on the retake.
He's also taken a lot of control. Now this is a much weaker purchase in this round for Heretics. They lost one of the guns early on, but they've come out in a good spot.
Yeah, so like we said, big eco at the moment, but it's looking alright. We've got to keep an eye on Boo, right? Is Boo not getting a kill right here? Rias? Nicely done. Nice round from them. Yeah, big reaction over towards long. Boo just lurking in the corner.
He was just harassing them by constantly waiting on angles they weren't expecting and stopping them from being able to get aggressive. Well, he does the same here, able to support from across the map using his stars.
They wrecked him on this round. This was a good round.
Down to 60. This one looks to be sealed in for Team Heretics, and the question
best thing about this round as well is this.
Munchkin can carry this weapon forward.
Guns.
Got a little bit of cash in the bank, but this weapon may help them out.
Yeah, I think that is the difference with that Brimstone. Is okay, you have a decent range, but just the global utility, it means Boo can play anywhere on the map. And you saw the attempted rotation. Like, this was a weaker buy where a lot of players initially rush showers, and you even had a player sneaking his way through mid. The expectation is, okay, if there is a lurk, they're probably a little bit further back, wanting to play that utility.
I could be tempted to call it like I could understand a timeout here from GenG.
When they went through long and cleared everything out, he just had one little
I could definitely understand a timeout.
To catch them off guard. A big round for the side of Heretics.
I think they overstepped pretty heavy here.
And it's not going to obliterate everything for Gen.G. In fact, they're actually going to go back in with an operator here. I think Texture wants to challenge if they try that again.
Like, do you really want to fight Showers when you see an Astra Star on the floor with your Cypher against a comp that can't break Cypher Trip? I would never suggest that you have to do that. Don't, like, considering the comp the Heretics have, I don't think you have to fight for map control. I think you can play further back and just let the trips do the work.
Instead, you're sitting back. There's no op that ends up when the barriers go up. It's all the rifles to work with.
Look at the immediate denial. They even shot the fake out this time because they were so worried about what happened in the previous round. Still, that control is going to be taken. And more importantly,
and they're scared of doing it now because of the round before, and I don't blame them.
This is the one major
Again, I don't think they need to fight for map control.
Such a huge part. It's just the space and angles that you're able to clear. And the question will be, is how did Gen.G react to this now?
Well, they need to break the camp. They're hearing it activated here and there inside
of
A. And,
well, they're fighting so aggro. They don't need to do this.
Miniboo pushing up is ignoring it completely. He sat on the corner waiting for the re-aggression. A smart play, misses the shot to start, but he gets there in the end. And now, well, they know they've got all the space to work with. The plant's underway. The control
I'm definitely calling a timeout now if I'm Gen.G.
Gen.G may just want to save these weapons at this point.
Yeah, I like the fact as well that even in the late round, they're using that thrash just to make sure that this round is converted. Because we've seen it many a time where they walk into the traps that have been placed down by Meteor and end up falling victim. But again, the thing is, Gen.G's response when they see that dimensional drift online is not a bad one. They go, okay, you've got that ultimate, you have thrash. If we sit back and allow you to use an ult that can clear all of us, and then another one
this is good from Heretics.
Stick us in spot,
the good thing about this is their money.
So go, okay,
like these 2 rounds back to back, their money is through.
Heretics are just waiting.
They got money pretty much for the rest of the half here.
Process. Now they're going to try and take some of these weapons away, but I think the likelihood...
Yeah, and in my opinion, it's like a double misstep at the moment.
Well, actually, never mind. Lackey is actually
it's a really costly double misstep.
A big blow.
Like the challenge over towards Showers doesn't need to happen. Challenge over towards Short, in my opinion, doesn't need to happen.
This is their chance
be playing around the trips. They can't really break them. We'll do kill trips, more passive than this.
In terms of rifles, and it all comes down to that big crunch on Short. Just a massive fight, a firefight that goes the other way. Meteor had an opportunity here, but he's not landing it. And for that, I think
still no timeout, force him down to an eco. All right, Heretics.
Rienz most certainly has.
Good right now.
We need to see the same thing from Gen.G, albeit not in this round. Again, 2 rifles.
You're saying?
Sure.
You're saying?
Okay, well I'll take that one.
Yeah, dude.
Right
and Lackey is just spamming flashes as well. And the ult would have hit, but Karen stole the kill.
Needs to get out. As said, a lot of the time he's a safe pair of hands. That was a way back.
Okay,
into the round
4v2 now, and we've got a lot of guns down over towards
that early aggression from Texture. You always know that at any stage this man can be a danger. And the hero rifle he had has done just that. Even the support of Karen from behind. And now they just fall back. Even using the Seekers, it's not the worst ult to expend in a moment like this, just to make sure that you haven't lost too much ground in a certain position, or maybe even wary that they're about to make the hit onto long. Instead, though, Hookah is the play, and with a defensive smoke in position.
What the hell are you meant to get out of this?
Try and risk it and jump out. It seems like they are going to try and potentially make a move around it, but you can see Lack here is honed in, ready and waiting.
He has trouble though.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so as much as Heretics won that eco where they picked up all the guns, this is the same one for Gen.G.
The other players were out retrieving weapons.
Now everyone's just got so much money.
Everybody now stocked up with free upgrades.
Yeah, everyone's just swimming in money.
Yeah, the start of it is already just...
This one makes sense, like dueling over towards Showers together because you have one hero gun.
This is why you put
this one makes sense.
Of best duelist in the world. He really does just...
I would like to see the buy rounds be a little bit more chill from them.
But at any moment, that can be where Texture takes over. And then again, just falling back into those passive positions off the advantages that have been had.
Heretics go for their fast. Get a molly over towards here. Dog goes up. Yoru ult again. You have Yoru now with an ult, which means he can actually hit over towards B. Astro into the back corner. They used this before. Does this work?
They know exactly where he wants to go. Secondary location chosen. Miniboo out of the ult and catching Karen on the fallback. Flash around the left side.
It's a good backup from him. Oh man, what a flash that is.
Already under his belt and still challenged the 4th.
Damn, bro. Big 1v1. Meteor did so good here. Yeah, I like this backup from Heretics. It was very nice. They have used this before. I can't remember the game. Maybe it's against like Sentinels in Madrid or something. They used that all.
A lot of time to play with. A minute on the clock.
Dude didn't hit the TP. He's not close enough.
TP to immediately rotate, but he's definitely worried about the potential of his opponent already being there. Munchkin stood in a spot where it didn't matter where the plant went in. He would have the knowledge. Oh, Woot's actually just going to look to fight him. Get right up in his face. Go for that final
What a shot, man.
Little
perfect. ADS on this.
Lands the final bullet around the meteors, but he gave everything for.
Hey, and they win one, they lose one, but they gain so many guns that they're still fine to buy.
Kills. And well, like we said, Team Heretics came in, warmed up, ready to go.
Quick scope, mate. Yeah, made it look like Call of Duty or something.
Bit of an activation from Meteor with this. Good positioning around the back. I didn't even see he got the info so
yeah, dude, this guy is so good to watch on Sentinel.
Wasn't quite enough. A big round for Heretics as they defend their lead.
Money's going to start to get low after that.
We're going to see a Viper's
They're getting a lot.
Fishy. Karen, he's toyed with the idea of putting that orbital strike down a number of times, but never quite pulled the trigger.
Oh, the pacing looks a fair bit quicker this time. Hookah control taken immediately. It's a position they have problems with. Lackey is going to remove Boo. Some of that late round utility already gone. Also, a player that has been their lurker. It might even bait the defensive players on the other side of the map. And in fact, they're actually going to try and use the pit to get out. The counter spam. It's perfect. In fact, Rians has found two through the wall.
Ow.
It's got to be frustrating if you're on the other side. Still Meteor's here. He managed 4 in the last round. This time that would be enough, but he's going to be decayed all the way down, and that will be enough for GenG to clear him.
Could have been either player that he took down. If it was the Viper, perhaps they'd be in with a chance. Instead, well, maybe again.
Has he done that? Oh my goodness! Well, that's the ult.
Through the smoke and the wall, GenG couldn't find a safe space.
There was a chance he got Brimo on this as well.
Oh
boy. Oh god.
Gate crash available.
No way! They got the kills before they went down.
Grabs the kill onto Woot, but it was traded out just a little bit
ridiculous,
too early.
Bro.
They both just go for the fight.
Yeah, I mean they got to.
Like, Woot,
I think they're both about to melt here.
Like he's there to run forward, running back, he's dead. For his teammate, they both go for the fight, and it's just that he lands that bullet quicker than the orbital strike can kill him. That's insane. This whole round was insane.
I mean, this whole round is ridiculous. Yeah, he's not wrong.
This kill through the wall, which removes the pit, and then literally that shot is the difference. If he goes down even a split second sooner.
I thought we lost. Dude, I thought you lost.
Can't even believe it themselves. 6-3. A guaranteed equal half for Heretics, and you can understand now while that pause has been taken. There's been some deadly close rounds.
They have
for GenG,
so many on attack.
Heretics, they've been building. They lost that first map, their own choice. Many, including myself, thought this could be over. They win the second map in incredibly close fashion with a great comeback from an 8-4
Wait, this is nuts, bro.
Now,
they have so many rounds.
It seems like all the pieces are aligning at the right time, and you can understand why on the other side of things, coaching staff, some elite level coaching staff, are going to look to try and slow things down.
Well, this is the problem, Tom. You know, again, we've said this a number of times, but the hardest losses are the ones that are that close. And I think what's more devastating about it is you can look at Heretics. They had the same situation in map 1. But for GenG, it's not just a map. That was the series within their grasp.
Forces them down to an eco.
Away from taking it, guaranteeing playoffs, not having to go to the lower, getting to go to lunch early. But instead, it's Team Heretics now. Double the scoreline of what GenG have brought to the table, and that has to have some emotional weight. The coaching staff have had their time to discuss, and we're going to see a stalemate in the early round as, again, Team Heretics pump the brakes and wait for GenG to make a move. That's just not happening.
I think the scary thing as well is who's already in that lower bracket.
Trip is a good idea.
A Masters winner with the opportunity to watch this game, watch every single round, try and pick it apart. And FPX, who... Oh, they've already shown Heretics that they can go toe-to-toe and even come out with some wacky compositions that can throw you off completely. They beat them on this map. Here we go, though. Thrash
Official for showers. Dog up short.
TP even while blind, double blinded. Doesn't even matter. That's Miniboo gone, and they might have to pump the brakes. No, they're continuing this push.
Oh, he's out in the open here. Just dropped the wall. He had to double jaw too. My God, they tried fast flood sight without a flash. Was it? There must have been a sky flash there.
Red for the attacking side as Benji Fishy grabs the shot to the back of Munchkin's head.
It looks a little bit wild.
He's so annoying to play against. They're not even clearing it.
No! Oi, hold up. Hold up.
Disrespect.
We're out here giving it as well.
7 on the board for Heretics.
But 7-3 on attack with a solo Yoru duelist. And we're knifing.
Is that the first knife with the Champion's Blade? I can't. If there is another one, it's escaping me, but
there was just no need, Boo.
There you go. He's going to enjoy that one, and of course, it's got to be frustrating. Either way,
okay. Woot one away from
Heretics
his Seekers. Have the Yoru ult again.
Always a team
and go to B.
GenG.
Oh.
Favored by us, favored by the desk, favored by anybody who has seen them play over the last few months. You'd have to be a little bit mad not to see the level of this team, but right now, well, we haven't seen a lot of them over the last few rounds. Ultimate's still there, but if anything, the Viper's Pit can easily be countered by that Dimensional Drift. In fact, it's going to be used early. Looking to just try and clear things out.
Reactions last time were really good.
He's got some space, but he's forced straight into a fight, surrounded and dropped by Karen. Meteor up close, finally manages that opening with Woot down, but Karen and Lakia fall right after. Now the pressure on for Texture, his teammate on the other side of the map.
Didn't fully commit, man. Benji did so good.
Team Heretics.
They got 8 on attack with a solo Yoru. This is the most I've ever seen with a solo Yoru.
Has to do this 1v2 all
and they have the Cypher that kind of counters a lot of what they're doing.
The Pit not going to be useful here unless he wants to
the
try
Cypher
and
should be getting everything,
but likely won't give him anything. And Benji's already
wild,
he's
really.
Going for it. He's just going to take the fight alone.
Benji's just super confident.
The confidence from this Heretic side is off the charts at the moment. And the big round from Benji. I think he was the one that traded back those 2 kills that ultimately looked like it was going to be a problem.
Oh my,
quick
nice shots,
reactions. And now 8-3 in the lead. 6 of the last 7 have gone their way, and well, we are seeing uncharacteristic performances. Texture, I think a couple of his kills came in a single round.
Yeah, they had so many people there.
Has gone and missed. They've been able to isolate
like everyone on site.
A very safe pair of hands when it comes to that B site. They have pressured him.
Yeah, I'll smoke short, guys. It's all good.
You know,
who needs it anyway?
Yeah, just move it. One of the more surprising things here, Ton, is up against FPX. Obviously, Heretics struggled. They got 4 rounds on their attack. They couldn't string a single round together. And here, up against Gen.G, of all teams, they've made that recovery. The work they've done is
more impressive, the adaptations. Like, they changed their composition, and I think it was for the exact reason you're talking about. Bring in a multitude of flashes, a multitude of information, force players into awkward battles. The Dimensional Drift of Miniboo, it can basically floor all of the issues that they were having. And the times they did run into awkward things, you could see they didn't do it again.
Nice Skydog over towards long, clears everything here. 3 people can hold strong. We've got a fast rotate from the brim.
But it hasn't slowed them much.
Viper on defense is really good, man. Nice trade, though.
But he still falls, as does the Pit, leaving Meteor with sight on
Still a
Benji.
crazy hard round for Heretics.
The advantage now towards the defensive side. Spike recovered, and Team Heretics have to think about taking this somewhere else. The Meteor still floating around, grabbing all these kills. One safe haven for them to plant, or so they thought. The Molly forces him out of the round, that is. It's only Rien's 1 against 4. He has to do it all by himself. The whole squad bearing down upon him. They'll at least have a light at the end of the tunnel on Gen.G.
Not the best.
Finding a round.
Against a solo Yoru, getting 8 is unheard of.
Though, a strong lead for
really impressive from Heretics. That back-to-back round where, in my opinion, Gen.G misplayed it, really haunting them in this half. There's been so many 50s as well. Wingman's just tanking bullets as well.
We'll see if Gen.G can do the same after the break.
1 enemy remaining.
Heretics winning pistol. Problem is Gen.G have to win pistol here. Actually have to win the pistol. Let me check if the VODs have uploaded for the other. Last map. The knife kill as well. Yeah, no, they're confident. Some of the rounds they're winning are insane. That Brimalt round over towards long was something else. Oh, it's actually 8-4. Oh yeah, production from earlier. Dude, they were just predicting it for the next map. Man Dizzle with the Prime. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate the 3 months. Mamfa_CB as well with the Prime. Thank you for the 11 months. Doing that easy too.
We're going the distance, and Heretics have managed to
coach
take
is talking halftime. Yeah.
They've got a distance between them of 4
Everyone can talk in halftime.
And Gen.G, after being so close to 2-0ing this
Remind them of all the info. Bro, Gen.G, you're in a really rough spot, man.
Here on Vine, this new comp for Heretics, it's working wonders.
Yeah, it's
Ban of the World with the 12 months. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you doing that also. Thanks for the tier 1. Thank you for the whole year.
Problems with when they play versus FPX. I think again, this team is always learning, always adapting.
Dude, Ban of the World, man. Appreciate you saying that, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for the whole year as well, dude. Andrew Meister as well. Thank you for the 14 months. Appreciate the Prime.
Turnarounds of rounds that looked rough. And more importantly, just like the last map, are we now going to see that step back up from Gen.G? Because we know that this team at any moment can get back into a game. A pistol victory, you see some magic from the likes of Texture, and now he's going to be the pinnacle point. He's going to be the man being set up to get those entries. And if you're not careful, you'll get destroyed.
Yeah, if you're not careful, he'll be fine.
Okay.
Team Heretics,
what's going on with the music?
Clearly have done some
guys,
reading into this.
Relax, we're in game. Don't come for the VOD.
Gen.G walking
good luck to boot.
Only one man.
Straight up.
Good
luck to boot.
Got a knife kill, but won't quite be able to stop them in the back this time. Texture falls as a result of the damage done, though. And we're back to equal territory.
Hey, don't see Tiger kills too often.
It's who gets the assist on that one? Damage done. Dog trades it out.
There's going to be a flank fight as well. That battle could be what ends up deciding it, although considering the plant, it's
Lakia wins this duel though, right? Okay, Lakia wins the duel.
Another one for Munchkin as well, and this is looking clean. Left on to Mini Boot, and he's not even going to get
I can't have a better way of doing this though, like a 2-0 into a 2-0 into a 1-1 for the final map pistol. That it's kind of perfect.
Of Team Heretics instead. We're going to be
3-3 overall for people that can't do basic maths.
At least you'd imagine that. Gen.G forcing their opponents down to an eco in the next. The Tiger kill, really is a rarity around these parts, especially in a pistol round. That's worked out this time. And Munchkin, well, he got 2 kills there, only 1 counted. The wingman extermination. 3-round gap between the two.
I just thought I'd do it just in case, chat. Don't come for me.
This isn't a team that's going to sit back.
I wasn't highlighting anyone. I'm just saying maybe there's someone out there.
And done with. They've been here before. They've made it work. But a high-stakes game with playoffs on the line, that's going to have them locked in. And right
GenG
now,
allowed 2 deaths for this.
To cover A aggro, as they will take space slowly but surely towards B. Only danger is if they do go to hookah. There's a big trap play with a Yoru already inside the teleporter, has a gate crash to fall back if he needs, and 2 players stacked up close, ready for the duel.
I think looking at this, overall, there's not a lot of expectation, but somehow these pistols once again are doing damage. Meteor, Karen, at least
and Yoru has a kill here, right? Did he hear the door open? Doesn't look like it.
None of the weaponry's been retrieved. Mini Boot.
Oh, they found out about him. Timing was a little bit unlucky. It was a really nice eco. I can't believe these 2 on site managed to get the first kills with the Viper wall.
Just not connecting, and that might be the chance gone. It's going to come down to Woot making a play, and with the knowledge of where Boo remains, I feel like the chances are slim. 5 bullets.
Aim game. That was a nice time to sub. Thank you for that with the Prime. Appreciate that.
There is another gun.
Thank you for doing that, man.
I think the expectation.
Appreciate the Prime. Thank you for the 4 months.
Heretics, you have to look at every missed chance. every opportunity.
Only got
that slips
5
away
bullets.
from them.
Guy's been spamming
Looking
heavy.
at a potential repeat matchup versus FPX, which if you've ever seen a Heretics FPX game, it comes down to the absolute wire. It will be the closest games you're ever going to see. And the other team, if Sentinels are to make it through, well, they're the ones that beat them, or one of the teams that beat them in the first Masters. So I don't think Heretics are going to want to face either of those teams particularly. For Gen.G, well, a rematch versus Sentinels probably isn't going to be the most fun thing in the
we get
world.
the dropout. So even though they lost a couple of kills, actually didn't matter too much gun-wise.
You know what I always say, Tom?
Recovery was good from Gen.G.
I'm nervous. It's always harder to
Shout out
beat
to
a
Meteor,
team
he
the
did good.
second time
The
round.
guy inside did good as well to spot the Euro
maybe they're
flank.
finding that out here.
Maybe not last time.
No, it was a little different last. I've modified it now, slightly. But yeah, for Gen.G, this position, 8-6, last round, big one from Meteor. The fact that he goes late through hookah where the trap play was, but those players had already been pulled to sight by the hyper-aggression down B long. He catches a kill on sight. They get the information that Miniboo had come up behind, that he had come out of the teleporter and was now in hookah. And so he adjusts and grabs that kill too. Got rid of 2 big dangers from the round.
I don't know if that gives
This
away
time there's a bunch of dangers with everybody on Heretics having
like Sky
rifles
Flash
and a
over
very
towards
passive
here,
play from
Viper
that
jump
defensive side.
peeking.
Gate crash, I presume.
I guess it's
gonna
the
be
first
used
time they
here
come
for
up against
rotation.
this comp.
There it is, already put out to the B site, and A will be stacked
They
up
should at
with
least
3,
know that this
just
guy
as
has
Gen.G look to
another
push it.
smoke. If they do this, they might flash through. Like this comp has a lot of flashes that you might want to be taking back a sight. Yeah. This is the thing, so Gen.G forced to use the back of sight flashes. But like, how often do they practice doing this? Sorry, back of sight smokes because of the flashes. That's what I meant to say.
Had a lot invested into it. Maybe even leaving Munchkin with less desirable economy for the next round if they don't manage to find a little bit more here. Wanting to at least get a bit of damage done. He's fighting tooth and nail.
Nice kill.
His last bullets before the reload.
5v3 into a 3v3.
This comes back into a competitive position.
Dude, Munchkin's done incredibly well. Rian's still alive though, does have wingman for the defuse. So Gen.G might want to play a little bit more aggro than they maybe would. Karen gets a kill, he gets his ult.
Another on Meteor, and now Rian's has to do it all. This round was
Still has
looking
wingman.
so heavily favored, and instead they are massively on the back foot with the defuse underway though. Here comes the swing.
Damn, bro, I'm telling you, dude.
The
it's the best agent to have in these positions. Lovely, man.
Massive clutch.
Shout out to Wingman. We'll give him this one.
For Rian's.
He has been lights out in this game so far, but that seemed like an
They
impossibility.
got a plant, so they're probably going to force into it. They got double ult.
There was 0% chance I think he wins that otherwise because they are split across
yeah,
from
so
each other.
I like the way they were playing until like I like the way they were playing in the 2-on-2, but the way they reacted was like they killed the wingman. Right, it's like they killed the gecko.
The main thing though is Rian's read. The fact that he works out where both of those players
they were playing it so perfect until they got that kill, but then they acted like it was the gecko, and then they played far back against a wingman, and then that spike tap came in, and then it's like then they remembered that it was a gecko, and then they were in bad positions for it. So many people died in this round that I can circle everyone.
The perfect agent in that
people that can't buy next.
And I agree with you, that one is done. Texture out looking for an opening duel, just pixels away from swinging straight into the angle with Miniboo, and that is a definitive fight if we end up seeing it. Miniboo now getting aggressive. Tucked up in the corner, Woot goes to spot out. They thought that, hey, it was a little bit more clear, but little did they know, danger was lurking around every corner. The gate crash used to get out of there, so no punish onto Miniboo. But Gen.G still have their sights set on that side of the map.
They're going to have to reclear everything, though. Tiger being used just to remove any doubt. Benji's
wait, the extra leak out smoke on attack.
Kind
of nice.
Is available.
Adding an extra angle they probably wasn't thinking about.
Safe spot is going to be more important, and it might even be worth.
It's a nice trade, and once your Viper goes down, going over towards B becomes a lot easier. No wall that you have to think about. They all gather close. They get the ult.
To try and lock off some of these spots instead. He's going to be caught in it, but he goes swinging instead. Texture deals
Whoa,
with him,
man, nicely done from Texture, bro. I was looking at the minimap. I guess the shots were nice.
The nade will deny any repeat, and an afterplant guaranteed.
Does a lot of damage too. Woot's down to 70 at this point. What a phenomenal read by Texture. He knows exactly where that second player is going to swing in from and corrects to it before he even gets to the angle. Absolutely unbelievable gameplay. And for Heretics, now they're... okay, being punished.
Absolute shot.
Everything. I think
Okay, so big round that's worth 2.
Right to the head he goes.
GenG. Not, I say it's worth 2, man. Everyone's getting 50 in this game, so gotta pay attention to that.
For GenG, with
good news is for GenG, Texture can start getting close to his ult. I say close.
But it looks like
start getting his ult for the next big buy round.
That's the bigger problem, though. It's just that economically, the last round has basically made this as hard of a reset as you're ever going to get. Yep. You survive with 1 player standing in a clutch.
YouTube stream is lower quality. You talk about my YouTube stream, or you talk about this one?
On the other side. This is going to be a huge. This as hard of a reset as you're ever going to get.
Yeah.
You survive with 1 player standing in a clutch, everybody else goes down, and now you've lost with 4 players on the other side. This is going to be a huge boost for Gen.G.
I stream on YouTube? Wait, really?
Should be fairly minimal. If you're going to gamble this, I think that's a risk way too far. And even going for like shares and stuff is going to put the economy on a much lower position.
Didn't be.
Early adjustment is just so clean. Takes the first immediately. Yeah, you're going to swing from there, aren't you? And lands the shot seconds later. 9-7. Low buy for Team Heretics. A pistol to start out this half may have sent Heretics straight to playoffs. It would have been a very much an uphill battle for Gen.G, and instead they're close to being on equal footing with this squad. Texture's nade. It's going to cause
It's on his head. What does Wood do?
Oh, he tagged a little bit, I believe, in that corner.
Nowhere near.
Dropped in the meantime, though. That's the one rifle that Team Heretics have now spotted, shown to be towards this position. They deal with him. They might not even need to. They can just go for the plant.
Weird, because they don't have showers.
Almost baiting them into a fight. They're going to go swinging. Wood
shot.
That kill as well. Another 3v5 attempt.
Wait.
As they've lost the early blood.
Flash, double swing goes out. They kill the most important person. They isolated these 2. Bro, they got 1 kill against the eco. We had 1 hero gun coming in. It's that same thing now where everyone's picking up guns. What's going on today? Everyone's getting ecoed all the time.
But it's the fact that you have Woot finding the kill up close, landing that sheriff shot.
That's why I said we were going to pay attention, because
behind a box, it's a free upgrade.
It keeps happening.
And now everyone can go swinging because you've got 2 rifles to work around. It's this one. That shot, free rifle, free ability to swing this one as a team, and Miniboo hits his shots.
And you're already starting to see the impact here
again,
of...
what this composition allows is for so many flashes for information, flashes to slow them down, and then you can double pop flash almost everything because you have so much to play
kind
with.
of what he's saying there is like stuns, you saw the double smokes here not provide them with too much, right? Then double smokes here against a comp that can flash through heavy, and then once the combo with the Gecko flashes. I think a lot of times you want to take back a site.
There's a second player for Heretics as well.
And that Spike sat
it was like that for a second, they forgot.
Meteor finds a bit of ground, but only the one to be landed before Rienz is able to trade back. He's been locking down control of B-Long. There's next to nothing that anybody can do to seize back a position there. And just a split second away from seeing that player. Texture knows there's someone close by. And a team.
No way. He wins that duel as well. That's ridiculous.
And the balls to go for that. Unbelievable.
In a 3v2, that's mental. Like, you could have easily just thrown the round away.
Yeah, it could have easily just chilled out.
This Heretics roster
didn't have to do
more
it.
And more confident. They go for these scarier plays. It almost feels like they got beaten by Lunacy and then decided, you know what, I want a piece of that. I want to throw that back in Gen.G's face. Meteor. Well, I think he knows that's not real. It's not selling anything, and while at this stage of the round, 15 seconds, he's just looking to save. That's all the goal is. Just try and keep the gun through, but there's 1,000,001 angles that he has to check just for his own safety. And on the side of Heretics, they are more than happy just to convert this round and keep their economy nice and strong. They're going to hit themselves towards 11. And I wonder
what if it was real? Dude, imagine doing the play he just did into that, into the fake TP at the end there.
So a good time for it.
Would have been the most outrageous round ever.
On the board for Heretics, early aggression working out. They try to trade it back.
They clone at the end, it would have been so good.
But this man here is just unhinged. And keep in mind, I don't think he had any iota where that player was. He's just mad.
He's just laughing about it.
Sometimes you thrive in the madness, and Heretics most certainly are. One of the other things, Tom, is when these rounds end, I'm looking down at the stage, I'm looking at the player cams we're getting, and there's a lot of heads in hands for the side of Gen.G. They are starting to feel these losses round by round, the chances to go straight to playoffs. to take that higher seed, just slipping through their fingers. It was 13 to 11.
Pick'ems if they win this. Oh man, pick'ems if they win this. Yeah, I'm going for the bottom 20%.
11 to 7. If they lose this one, it may well. Depends how much they invest, to be honest. Is even that question to ask. But losing this one, 5 in a row needed, it's almost over before it begins.
But that's the thing. We talked about this group, talked about it being a tough route, and in the first match, GenG made things look incredibly easy. We were almost sat there going, okay, this is just a different beast. No one in this group is going to be able to handle them, and it's who's going to be fighting for second.
It all comes down to this.
13-8, 13-7.
They're going to have 2-9 loss bonus, not going to be able to
just
get a good buy after this. Slow buy.
Texture and Karen right now,
force buy,
Texture's
obviously.
having a rough one. He's gone missing
At least GenG have
game.
the ults for this one.
At least this map in particular.
Seekers, we go for the 4-1.
And as said, when on the attack,
we're going
he has to
aggro
go
at one
diving
point.
in. We've already seen it a few rounds ago. The double entry.
That or they normally go over
it seems
towards
like
A with their Razor.
Look at where the majority
Flash goes in
of the
towards
defense
long,
are.
hits
Seems
nothing.
Like they're playing a retake.
Well, I'm not sure.
Just holding heavy over towards Buka.
It's
gonna be interesting to see how Boo plays this.
They focus right in front. Texture.
That is not how I thought he was going to play this.
Been let pass by Boo.
He kind of did great.
Only finds the one as a result. Luckily, they were still clearing those angles. The deep showstopper not landing. The Viper's Pit is covering off all of this control. There will be a small gap where the spike is planted.
The Seekers online. A kill for GenG. Would also get a counter pit. It seems like they're going to try and force them into awkward battles. Texture has done so much.
Oh my god, Wood stunned for 3 HP.
Just 3 HP. The players out
yeah,
of
Munchkin got healed up as well from the low HP.
Fish out where that Viper is going to be hiding from. And the flashes have done well. GenG gets one. Texture now dropped as well. This is starting to fall apart a little bit. They still haven't dealt with the pit. Still looking for where that last man standing. Karen holding his ground as he'll come out with a third. But
not again, Wingman.
They have to get towards it.
But who's going to do it again? Shout out to Karen and great rounds
GenG.
from him.
An 8th round on the board.
They really love.
They played the autoplan really well though as well. They had so much stall at spawn here.
Because we hailed him for the impact.
Yampy, hello bro, how we doing?
Even over on
Yampy, the games are too early, man. You gotta ask me later.
Didn't light up the sky
I'm out here not eating.
But they were essential.
Thank you for the 35 months though, bro. If everything's going well.
Not going his way this time though. Here on Vine, he's really hit his stride. Now sitting 23-11, the kill leader by a long shot.
Yeah, I think most people look at this as, well, unless someone, I guess like Wu, has an MVP level performance and takes the trophy, that the Rookie of the Year is already decided, and it's hard to argue with.
The guy's incredible.
Fantastic throughout the entirety of the year, a trophy under his belt, and GenG, one of the favorites, well, the favorite, to lift that Champions Trophy alongside it. Make this the most successful year of any team in VCT
Axe
history.
Seekers, 1, 2, 3 people can't buy next. And 11 if they won this. If they can win an eco. No one can win against ecos at the moment. Heretics again going for a 4-1 stack.
It's whether or not he'll find a kill and get to use it.
Well, again, that stack up on the A site has gone amiss. Team Heretics gambling the wrong way.
He saw, yeah, okay, he saw the leg as well there. That rotate starts to go in. Then that Rienz was about to rotate and then he doesn't. Boo's out on site again. Can he get one? Yeah. And how do you retake this now? Okay, Heretics probably going to call a timeout. The 4-1 stacks at the moment are not going well when they keep going to a site where there's one person. The calls from GenG back to back, pretty perfect.
That execution really couldn't have done anything more, and actually it seems like Heretics are just going to sacrifice this one. Don't really want to try and fight back into a full stack up on the retake, and so they're just going to opt to hold on to their weapons. It's a bold call.
Yeah, I think they got to save here.
Basically give another round
they got no money.
Send the economy sky high for GenG, but you kind
they
of
definitely got to
it.
save her. It's the right call for sure.
I honestly couldn't have been any better. Have the pot flash initially, nade to the back of sight. You had a Molotov that he'd have to run into, and then just forcing him.
Oh, dude, they got to stop doing the 4-1s.
There was nothing Boo could do And once that ground is completely given up and they gambled on an A site stack,
they're just getting, well, they're getting a little bit unlucky that Gen.G keep hitting the one.
4v5, it's tough to do.
Yeah, look, I think there's no doubt that they made the right call there. But now the call for the timeout comes in. Heretics haven't used one so far, but 11-9 up. The gap has closed massively, and the gamble stacks on the A side didn't work out. You can't help but think that maybe what they're missing here is having someone like Miniboo, even if they want to play light on
I mean, just go back to playing a little bit more normal.
Aggressive for the information, because if anybody swings out, you're going to notice that there's 4 players, sometimes 5 players on B long, creeping their way up. And it's just that gap in information that's usually covered by something like a Cypher camera. But obviously in this case, that's not quite an option.
I think for me, it would maybe make a little bit more sense to have one of the initiators there. Yep. Because right now, what it's coming down to is, okay, there's 35-40 seconds. We've not seen anything from GenG.
I don't even care who plays as the one. I think they just need to leave the site. You can still retake with the Viper wall and stuff, but the one just can't be playing on the site. But I also don't think they should be
as you said, has a Yoru
gambling
that can go
as well.
aggressive and find info, has 2 initiators that have flashes that give you info. To have 2 rounds in a row where a team is able to hit into a site that you are unaware of until they are in your face.
I also think like maybe they're gambling the wrong site, because have they not just been able to retake this because of the smokes that go down here and the flashes?
We're playing without information and gambling on them.
It was a weird call to gamble over towards A with what's going on.
Side, the way they're approaching it, it is a trap play. It's why I sort of say about the Yoru, because the initiators are meant to be on the A side, popping their flashes out, flooding them with blinds, and then the swing comes through. But that means you're not having those super deep flashes clearing out space. Now, well, off rip, there's 1 player outside of A. They know that for sure. And the gamble stack on B is not going to work out because short has been taken for free. Gen.G have got backside A control. They've got side control. They've got everything. And Meteor, I saw expect him to get a kill or 2 there, and he got both. Of course he did. Even blinded up.
It's a save. It's already a save. I can't imagine that the players on the other side are going to be going for this. It's going to be so difficult to find a way back in. I guess they've got some extra credits to play with. That's why they're going to try and run into what is Texture. And while he wanted to try and get all 3 instead,
he did so much
gets
damage.
the 1, but does a lot of damage. The remaining players have no choice but to try and leave this
that was
position.
devastating. Flash into the smoke, but then they've already committed, even though it makes the sound like there's someone in the smoke, so then they're going for a small choke point.
Again, you look at what was being done by Heretics, I don't mind it. They needed to clear that backline, they needed to find that guy. The flash was perfect, just like the shots from Boo. And of course, with the saves that we've seen from the side of Heretics, there's so much economy.
I mean, they can heavy hunt this.
Get rid of the guns
yeah, they can heavy hunt this.
Well. Is Boo really going to survive on 2 HP? It looks like he will.
What a round. What a round from Meteor. I was going to say, I somehow expect him to get a kill or 2. Fully blinded, double spray to the head. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I think they both checked left as well.
Yeah. Yeah, they were both clearing the wrong way. You probably even just assume, you know, he's jumped out of the smoke once he got blinded.
They gotta relax a little bit.
Down, but nope. No,
I don't think they need to do any of the mad stuff. Maybe they do.
Karen for that kill lead. Orbital strike online for the attacking side. 1 round in it. And what a difference 1 round could make. Heretics, they've been struggling to put anything
until
on
I
the
see
board,
Gen.G convincingly take back of A site.
Trying to break records.
Okay.
How many rounds
Heretics not doing anything too wild.
If they go on a run, I think they might. Miniboo waiting.
Nice shot, man.
Only going to be the 1. And they know that, or they should know that Woot is around this angle. The Tiger just being used.
That worked out pretty well as well. So Woot can pick up the gun. And they have 4 guns into it, 4v4, and they got the gun.
Again, the ultimates seem to just lean slightly in favor of Gen.G if they can get themselves into the post plant. I like this duo though. Like having Rians alongside Benji, they've been so good at getting info, finding the delays. Have they just dodged that off their own orb? That's what it looked like.
Oh my goodness, nice shot from Benji.
Anyway. It's a nice frag.
Yeah, imagine he had gone down there, there would have been free B site.
Pressure with just 1 man holding it, they were overwhelmed.
It's hard for Gen.G. Got a small window now where they have to go in. And they used the Brim ult into it, and Benji got another. 2v4 at its peak.
Meteor manages to find himself 1.
20 seconds.
Taken over by BenG, stood underneath.
BenG fishy, man. What a round.
And there's backup on the
What
way.
a round
Okay,
from
BenG
BenG.
fourth.
Holy, that
Game,
first
a
kill was
series
everything
of
as well, man.
4Ks.
Two
With 12 to
chances.
10
Two
on the
chances
board
for,
at
I
long
mean,
last.
this is an upset.
Team Heretics have
No doubt about
map
it.
and series point, playoffs point.
Well, that's the main thing. It's a little bit of a break, but more so, it gives you a good opportunity to dodge some pretty fearsome teams. Think about those #1 seeds, the potential of someone like Leviathan. You're not going to want to face off against. I guess in some of the other groups, maybe the one that like things coming up a little bit later on. I think DRX or Fnatic. It's a pick your poison sort of moment, but
okay, two chances.
there's definitely real opportunities.
A baby
to dodge
upset,
some
yeah,
heavy hitters,
I'd say
but
that.
also
It's a small upset. It's not like
have to
crazy
play
odds, but
in that decider match.
Which, for a team that all year we've been talking about burnout being a big factor,
Yeah.
for Heretics, it's so important to get that
Get
win on
the
the board.
judge out.
Look at this. We've seen the judge in this position before do damage and re-ends. Well,
Dude, that's such a savage way to lose, man.
A
Oh
double
my
kill.
goodness.
Players dropped.
And he
the
fish shorts
grab
out,
kept
checks it,
for
insta
later
pick
on.
up. Micho takes the
He's
time
taking a
for a
risk.
one-way,
Has to get
taken
this
down
kill, otherwise it might just
2v5.
be GG.
Dude, Heretics, what
versus 5 needed
what an incredible
to
game we
stop
had though.
Heretics.
Like every
And
map
it's
was sick.
Rienz, who's in position, he wants a little bit of revenge. Gets one blind
18
and
HP.
Munchkin is not long for this world. 18 HP, that's not the gun he's looking for. But even still, this looks like a bridge too far, an impossibility. And for Heretics, a team that struggled towards the end of EMEA.
Yeah, dude,
played
every
versus
Heretics
FPX
game
and
is
were
just
almost
incredible, I
defeated,
think.
maybe even should have been. They're coming up against the inarguable best team in the world right now.
30 seconds left.
And unless in 30 seconds 4 kills are going to Munchkin, they've taken them down.
Dude, Group B gets pretty scary in the lower bracket now though. Whoever
Whoever
wins out of Sen FPX has to play GenG. That's nuts. Hey, shout out to Heretics, man. Big win.
2-1. Everyone expected
Big
GenG
win.
to be the ones taking this across the line, but somehow Los Niños